Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Talk Tissue. Today we'll be talking with Marcelo dos Santos. He is the Senior Application Engineer at HERGEN. Hello, Marcelo. Welcome to Talk Tissue. Appreciate you being a part of it. For those of you watching, HERGEN, maybe most of you have not heard of HERGEN yet in the United States, but HERGEN is a company dedicated to tissue machine manufacturing and anything associated with tissue machine manufacturing. HERGEN has been a loyal supporter of Tissue Online in Brazil for many, many years. And they were one of the first customers to come over with us to Tissue Online North America. So today we'll be discussing HERGEN and introducing them to the North American market through a video interview. So Marcelo, thank you for taking the time to talk with us today.
Thank you, Brian. I'd like to thank Tissue Online for this opportunity and it's in this good way to get the American market to know more about us.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, Marcelo. And I think it's important to start off with any company that's really trying to introduce themselves to the North American tissue market. Tell us a little bit about HERGEN. Who is what is HERGEN? How long has HERGEN been in existence? You start with that.
Okay, we HERGEN, we are a family-run business, and the company started back in 1975. And HERGEN belongs to a group of companies that is comprised of another 3 paper mills. Oh. And actually, we started making the maintenance of these paper mills. And back in 1980s, we acquired all technical assets of a company called Irmãos Cavallari, which was a service licensee in Brazil. Okay. And after that, we started making the maintenance of the machine they have built in Brazil and also South America. And by the late 80s, we supplied our first complete paper machine. It was a floating paper machine, about 200 tons per day.
Wow. And
this machine is running till today. And it's a company that is very close to HERGEN. And we have been doing business with these guys for many years. And in 2000, we delivered our first pressing former to our Brazilian customers, and this was a kind of one of the major milestones of our company. Okay. And since 2000, we have delivered many products throughout the world in tissue, and that's why we think that we might contribute on the American market of tissue machines.
Okay, so in the year 2000, you get your first big break, you sell your first crescent former, and the company starts to grow very rapidly, it seems. I know you have projects in other parts of the world. Can you describe some of those projects that you've worked on since then?
Yes, we have most of our references in South America, mostly in Brazil, but we also have customers in Europe. We have supplied already 5 crescent formers to Poland, one to Belarus, and 1 to Russia. We have a continuous order from Polish market due to our local agent, which is he's doing a really great job. Okay. And we also have customers in South America, like in countries like Ecuador, Argentina, Peru, Uruguay, and Bolivia. Okay. We should have delivered some tissue mills, some pressing former and some with Fourdrinier, the old style, let's say.
Okay, and so now you want to enter the North American tissue market. You want to explore what HERGEN can do for North America. So our audience is mostly North American tissue manufacturers. So what would be, I guess, what would you start with in North America? What would you like to offer to the North American tissue market as an entry to the market?
Oh, that's quite good question. We think that we can supply to North America very high quality products with a very reasonable price. We can supply seams complete machines based on the present former concept for private labels company or small converting companies that want to start their own manufacturing. Mm-hmm. And we can also supply machines rebuilt because we are quite experienced in that, mainly converting the regular Fourdrinier or slope wire machines into crescent former machines. which is from the economical point of view, we will offer we will provide the customer a quite good solution in terms of reduction of the manufacturing cost, and this means they could supply more or less the same product, I think even better product, because Crescent Farmer has a much better formation and softness, and in terms of bulk is way better than the regular Fourdrinier and the slope wire machines, and with a much less energy consumption.
Okay. Okay. Now, I know you had some projects already in the United States fairly recently. You've provided some, I would say, steel cylinders to a company in the United States. Do you want to talk about that project?
Yes, it's one of our best customers, even considering the whole world. It's a company called Idaho Steel.
Okay.
It's in Idaho Falls, and they manufacture drum dryers. This is basically equipment for potato industry. We manufacture for them the dryers. We supply for them very large dryers, the size ranging from 2.2 to 2.4 in diameter and 6.4 to 7.5 in length, and with a working pressure of up to 14 bar. Okay. This is due to the requirement of this particular requirements of this kind of industry.
Okay, is because it's food grade. It's a food grade industry.
Yes, this is a food-related industry, so we supply the dryers, and they manufacture the whole machine around this dryer, because this is kind of the heart of the machine.
Oh, I see. That's very interesting. That's a very interesting project. So HERGEN does not only support the tissue industry, but a variety of industries can have support from HERGEN as well.
Yes, we work in our country, also in the countries we are present. We work with tissue and regular paper, I mean plain paper, like clothing, packaging, and this kind of grades.
Okay.
We manufacture the whole machine, as I told you before, and also you can supply rebuilds or machine parts like the head box, the press section, pulp reel, dryers, and this is the kind of equipment we can supply to the American market.
Okay, and we talked before, I think the ideal North American tissue customer for HERGEN would be someone that probably currently doesn't have their own paper machine. Someone that's probably importing paper rolls or buying paper rolls from another mill or parent rolls from another mill. I think that would be your target customer, would be someone who still does not have their own paper machine, but is looking for an opportunity to have a paper machine.
Yes, you are correct, because from the experience we have from Brazil, the companies that rely on third parties jumbo rolls, they strive to find the best quality. There's a lot of variation of the quality of the final product, and normally the final customer doesn't like this kind of variation. So for this customer that plans to start their own paper manufacturing business, we think that we can be a very good partner based on our experience and our technology, and also price-wise.
Mm-hmm. And I know the support would come from Brazil, but you are currently working on an opportunity to have representation in the U.S. as well as technical support in the U.S. Is that?
Yes, we are working on that. We are looking for some partner who we plan to be our represent us in U.S. and now not only as commercially, but also in terms of services and to support the customers in case of technical assistance. Okay,
good. So 2020 was a difficult year. We know, not so much for the tissue industry. We saw a lot of demand in 2020. So do you expect that demand to increase? And what kind of projects is HERGEN working on for the tissue industry in 2021?
Well, you are right. 2020 was, let's say, a little bit crazy due to the pandemics. We started the year with a lot of hope because of the new president, new economic situation. But then March came and everything was there's a lot of uncertainty everywhere. But by the mid of the year on, we saw a lot of opportunities in brown paper, in tissue also. And most of these opportunities we transform in business. I mean, we sold some machines last year. We have delivered 2 machines, one to São Paulo, one to our state. These machines are supposed to start up within from 30 to 45 days from now. We also recently started up a machine in Poland that was a little strange because you have to do it in remote mode, let's say, because of the pandemics.
Sure.
And even though the startup was quite successful, and we were able to deliver our customer a very, very high quality tissue, they are very satisfied.
Nice.
We have new business opportunity in South America, and we see this year of 2021 as one of the most promising in years.
Wow. And can you give us a little bit of a detail? And maybe not all the whole story. I'm sure it's confidential, but what kind of project is it?
We have by now, of course, they are confidential, but
Yes.
we have in South America at least apart from Brazil, we have at least 2 major projects of machines on the range between 90 to 100 tons per day.
Okay.
One major rebuild in another customer of ours that we just rebuilt the machine as step 1, and they already are talking about the step 2 because step 1 was very good for them. We were able to improve the production and product and final product quality, and they are very satisfied, and they want to move on to step 2, which is to take the machine from 1,000 meters per minute to 1,500.
Okay, so speed it up a little bit.
It's a lot of, in terms of production, it's 50%.
Sure. Yeah.
And besides that, we have some good opportunities in our country as well.
Okay. So very exciting. That's a lot of good stuff happening for HERGEN in 2021. And on top of that, entering the North American tissue market. So a lot of good things coming forward for you. How can people get a hold of you? How do customers in North America contact you? Who do you want them to contact?
Basically, this contact can be done by my email. It's marcelo@hergen.com.br.
Mm-hmm.
And by now, since we don't have the agent yet, all the contacts is going to be through me.
Okay. You're the international contact.
It's a pleasure to work with the American market.
Okay, you're the international contact for the North American market.
Yes.
Yeah, and we'll have your email. We'll have your email on the video as well, so people can contact you, and a link to your website as well.
Okay, and if the American customers, they want to know anything about us, if they want to receive our reference list or some pictures of our machines or some data of the machines, of our capabilities in terms of machine sizes, we are going to be really happy to help them.
Sure. Thank you, Marcelo. And I'll give you a plug too. For those of you watching, you may not know who HERGEN is now or in the North American tissue industry, but HERGEN I have known about for 13, 14, 15 years as I traveled internationally. I've seen their machinery throughout the world. So give them a try, contact them, reach out and see how they can help you. Marcelo, thank you so much for your time today. Appreciate it. And we'll be in touch soon.
Okay, thank you very much. For us, it's a pleasure to discuss with you guys and to be introduced to the American market, and we are at your orders.
Thank you very much, Marcelo. Bye.
Bye.